What's up, YouTube? Vantmare here. So I posted the box opening and it let me build this deck. This was one of the best decks right towards the end when this game died. So I thought I'd put it together and it's been really fun. So if you guys get a chance, if you guys have the cards for this, build it. It's really fun. It's Roxas. If you guys know about the card erratas, the one reason that he's really amazing is because all of the normal player cards that are like player dark or player something, like he's player 13, they normally say that when you play a Heartless or a Nobody card in your friend area like Zaldin and Axel, for Nobodies, say you take their POW and have it rounded down, and that becomes their support value to your player character. Well, Roxas was errated by the highest ups from Fantasy Flight Games to the Samurai Nobodies with that are able to be played in the friend area with Roxas, other than Twilight Town friends. And they say they added an errata to Roxas's card text that says Samurai Nobody cards played in this way into your friend area count their POW as the support value. Now you do not have it. It just says count it as the support value. Samurai Nobodies come in at a 7 POW. If you play them in the friend area of a Mysterious Boy, which Roxas counts his name as Mysterious Boy at all times, they get a +5 POW, meaning they are a +12 support value to Roxas every time you put one in your friend area. Now, unlike all other player dark cards or things like that, where they say you ignore the unique card rule, which is where the unique card rule says you can't have more than one friend in your friend area of the same name. Normal dark player cards or things like that ignore that, where you can have more than one of the same name. Roxas is not like that. He does not ignore the unique card rule, so you can only have one of each friend in your friend area, including one samurai at a time in your friend area. So they kind of gave it a plus and minus. So, but that's one reason Roxas is amazing, is because of that card errata on his text, to where they let him keep Samurai's POW at full instead of having it, which is amazing. So he's a ultimate. Every time you play down a Samurai Nobody card, they're giving your player card an Ultima weapon attack boost, pretty much. So let's go ahead and get into the deck. It's, like I said, really fun. All of the Twilight Town friends, like Olette, Hainer, and Pence, and all them, say that they can only be put into play with Mysterious Boy cards. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the big cards is Olette. She's got a 3 magic, 1 support value. Again, only be put into friend area of a Mysterious Boy card. When you have 3 or more Twilight Town friends in play, they all get a boost of +3 to their support, or +5 to their support value, sorry. So she's amazing. Her 3 on magic value really comes in handy too. Then you've got 2 Hainer. When you put him into play, you get to search your deck for an Oathkeeper equipment card and add it to your hand, which that's another thing with Roxas. As soon as the game starts, you immediately search your deck for an Oathkeeper equipment card and attach it to Roxas. And so you just start off with normally only a 3 on his attack value. Oathkeeper gives him an additional 4, so he starts out at a 7 on support value, so he's great. Pence is only here just for the fact that if people try to discard your Oathkeeper or your Oblivion, Pence says when you have an equipment card that would be discarded, you can discard him instead, so that's pretty much why he's here. This is the other biggest support card in the deck, is Fu. While she's in play, every time you play a Rai or a VV friend, you get to draw a card. So she is a big draw engine. She's huge, so she's amazing. 3 Rai. He doesn't have an effect, he's just a plus, he's a 5 support value, and then if you have Olette in play, he's a +10 support value. So yeah, he's great. VV, this is one of those that you can discard it from your friend area to choose an equipment card in play and discard it. I think it says in play, right? Yeah, in play. So it doesn't just target your own. And yet again, he's also 3 support value. And then Safer. You play 2 Safer. He's your only level 2 friend. You don't play anything higher than the level 2 on friends. So you want to make sure you're playing friends every turn. You can only put him into play if you control a Rai and Fu. So he can only come into play that way. And then when he comes into play, he gains support value equal to X, which X equals the number of cards into your hand. So if you have 6 cards in your hand, he automatically goes up to a +8, and then if you have Olette, he's a +13. So he's amazing. Samurais, this is what I was explaining. Samurais are amazing. +5, so they are always a +12 support value with him. So they are ridiculous. So, let's go ahead and get into attack cards. I just play the 1 Oblivion. I would play an Ultima Weapon, but I only own 1 copy of Oblivion, or the Ultima Weapon, and it's sitting in my tournament streak deck. It's sitting in that in my main tournament deck that I used to play, and it's not moving. If anybody has Ultima Weapons, I will put a little sidebar here of what I'm really looking for, so if you guys have it, let me know. But other than that, yeah, Oblivion, it's just a +10 support value. 2 Oblivion equipment cards. If your player card is the Mysterious Boy, you can discard 1 card from your hand to play this as a second equipment on said Mysterious Boy. That's amazing. So instead of being a +7 or a 7 attack value, you put your Roxas at a always 10 attack value minimum. It's amazing. Roxas is just ridiculous. And then you've got 3 Oathkeepers. I don't know what else to say about Oathkeeper other than it's amazing. When you beat Heartless while it's equipped to your player card, you gain health. And he's already at a +8 health, so he's great. I only play 3 magic, 2 Blizzard and a Blizzara. It's mainly just to help World Race. The only reason I don't play anything bigger is because Blizzaga is a level 4 spell, and I've only can go up to level 3 on magic because of Olette and Vivi. Get into your dark cards. You got 3 Dusk. Just kind of going with the aesthetic of the Nobody theme. Also, Dusk, the fact of the matter, when he's in play, all of your Nobody cards get +1 POW. Meaning, if you got him on your opponent's world, your Samurai in play is going up to a +13. I mean, if you've got all 3 of these on your opponent's world at once, you've got a +15 support value Samurai. Things that can happen. 2 Dragoon. Dragoon is your search card for nobodies. What he does is when you play this card on your opponent's world, you can search your deck for a nobody card and add it to your hand. So, he doesn't gain a secondary effect because you're not playing him with a Zaldin. So, other than that, Dragoon's really good because he helps you search your Samurai if you don't have him in hand. 2 Creeper Plant to shut off the stupid Stealth Sneaks, because Stealth Sneak were errated at the end of the game. Stealth Sneak normally says all damage done to this card is reduced to 0. They errated that right at the end to say all magic and all damage done to this card from magic and battles is reduced to 0. So all other card effects that say do damage to a dark card will kill it. Creeper Plant says you can discard this card to do 1 damage to a Heartless, meaning you can just ditch it from your hand and do 1 damage to Stealth Sneak on your world, it kills it. Axel has his Chakrams. You can discard a Chakra. You can detach a Chakram from when it's attached to him. Do 3 damage to a Heartless. That'll kill it. So all things that do damage to Heartless will kill a Stealth Sneak at a 1 health. So things like that. That errata was a great decision. And then the biggest Heartless I play is going to be the Behemoth. He is to help you muscle your opponent, because when he is on your opponent's world and your opponent goes to battle him, your opponent has to use every one of their friends in play. So if they have a ton of friends in play, they have to use every single one of them to battle it, even if just one of their friends helps them beat over it by one, or at the same POW. So he's amazing. Then we'll get into our worlds. Level 3, Twilight Town. You get to, when you play this world, to move, you get to search your deck for a Hainer, Olette, or Pence friend card and add it to your hand. Yeah, it's got a really big drawback that not only is it a level 3, but your opponent can put up to 9 Heartless or Dark cards on it total, so that's a huge thing. But when it comes to this deck, you can outmuscle almost every Heartless Dark card in the game like they're nothing. 3 Twilight Town level 2, no backdraw. It's a 2 and 2, so your opponent can only play a maximum of 2 Heartless on it. And then just for some draw power, and to help you world race, you've got 2 Disney Castle. When it's played, you get to draw a card, and then dark cards cannot be played on this card. So let me know what you guys think of the deck. It's a really fun little deck of cards. I love playing the deck. I love playing this card game. I'm so happy that I picked back up onto this game. If you guys are interested in learning how to play, comment down below. I can do some tutorial videos on how to play. If you guys really like it, I can do some like battle videos of me and a buddy of mine who know how to play, or me and my wife, since I built her Little Mermaid and she started enjoying the card game, which is funny because she normally hates card games. So I will catch you guys later. Peace.